Welcome back, everyone, to Life's Weird with Jen and George. I'm Jen.
I'm George. What's happening, people? What's up?
I like the green today. I'm looking all
Yeah,
snazzy.
yeah. I went with, I was feeling lucky about this pod, so I grabbed my lucky green shirt.
There you
You know,
go.
it's
Getting
all
ready
up
for
in it.
St. Patty's Day.
Indeed, indeed. You know.
I love it. Well, cool. Well, today we are kind of having our part two of the personal trainer episode. We were going to have Emily back, but she has to go to Denver. So we're going to have her back for technically part three. So today we have my first personal trainer, Reno. I'm very excited to have him. It's been a hot minute since I've seen him too. So it'll be cool to have him back. So yeah, we'll kind of jump in, have a little chat with him, and ask more questions. And then I don't know if we'll get through all the questions, but again, if you wrote in a question, we'll get to as many as we can, and then we'll do a part three with both of them. Have a party pop. Welcome in, Rena,
Well,
to Life's
thank you.
Weird. No, you're good. So, welcome, Reno. Have you had the pleasure of being on a podcast before, or is this your first one?
Um, this is my first one that I've been on, so
Nice,
it's
nice.
Look at
excited
us
that
having all the
this is the
firsts.
first one.
Yeah, exciting.
Pop that podcast cherry, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Right. We're three for three now. This is
yeah.
exciting.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, party pod. Well, let's get into a little bit about you. How long have you been training? What got you into it?
Yeah, I mean, I've officially been training one-on-one clients now for about 2 years, where before then I was coaching youth athletics, and I've been doing that for
Mm.
about 12 years now, I want to say 12. 11 years now. And what really got me into fitness, and like training in general is like starting with that youth athletics. Being able to just like see the impact I was making on like kids' lives made me want to transfer it into different realms, like start helping adults, everything like that as well. But
Mhm. And you've done great
yeah.
at that. You've helped
Oh,
me, and
thank you. Yeah.
thank you.
I'm glad I was able to help you get started. And then also once you reached out and said you were with Emily, back at the Greeley Vasa, and I
Yeah.
always knew she was a great trainer as well. So it's a great fit, I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd love to keep coming to you, but that drive, I do not miss Greeley. It's
What,
so scary.
45 minutes just to come do
Yeah.
training and you were doing it like 2 times a week occasionally? I was like, that's
Damn.
not, I mean,
Yeah.
like more power to you for the dedication, but at the same time, I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't know if I would commit to the 45-minute drive. Like
It was too
that
much.
was real dedication on your part.
That hard work
45
right there.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The drive was the worst part though, because I'm like, I just want to go home.
Mhm.
No. And then the drive back, I'm like, I just want to flop into bed and like, nope,
Yeah.
gotta do this driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could imagine that drive back was the worst part
Mm.
about it, not even the drive there, because it's like, okay,
For sure.
now I'm sore and tired, but now I have like 45 minutes to drive. Like,
Yeah.
Damn.
So yeah, it's good to see you again.
mhm.
All the things.
I got a question because
Yeah.
Yeah, you
now
can
that I know
start.
that you were into youth athletics,
hmm
so depending on your political um, connections or whatever,
hmm
there's a lot of people who feel like that athletics at the youth is not important. So why don't
hmm
you tell me and tell everybody why it's important for youth to be in athletics?
Yeah. So what I coached was roller derby, which already I've
Oh,
seen odd sport.
hmm
So for me, the biggest thing that I saw with the kids, especially in roller derby, the kids in there are a little bit, I don't want to say like, because I played as a youth, I don't want to like brand all of them as the outcast of society, but being able to find that sense of community and like teamwork, companionship, everything like that in a team is the biggest thing that I find it important. And then honestly, starting young age with like a fitness journey, I feel like that's a huge importance because I know so many people that are starting later and they're like, I wish I would have started, say, 10 years ago, whatever that may
That
be,
was me.
and get ahead of the curve. Yeah.
hmm
That's awesome. And you're still playing roller derby, is that correct?
I retired after last season. So last
Hmm.
year was my last year, went to championships
Congratulations.
one last time. And then now I'm like, okay, I'm just going to take the coaching role for a little bit, give my body a little. It's just so tiring on your body since it is a full contact sport as well. So it's like,
Yeah.
even though we're training for what we do, you can only do so long of it. And I've been playing now for 16 years. So like my body's getting a little tired. I have a couple more achy spots than I wish I did, but
That's awesome. Well, congratulations on your retirement.
oh, thank you. Yeah.
Going out like a champ. There you go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That was the best way to do it.
How would you approach people with limited disabilities?
With that, I mean, I would anything health impacting, whether it's movement disability, mental, anything like that. And then making sure that we don't push them beyond that set boundary that they have set for themselves by doctors, everything like that. That would be where I would say would be kind of my approach to limited disabilities. Working with some people that have had them in the past, it's making sure you listen fully to that person. You don't push them beyond that. Because I know some people really do need that extra nudge. Whereas if there's limited disabilities, I definitely full heartedly believe in once we hit that boundary, we're stopping there. We're not progressing any further.
Mhm. Yeah, good answer. Yeah, I'm like, some of these are broad, but I know a
Yeah.
lot of people are just writing in like, how can he
Some
help
of them
me?
are very
Yeah.
specific.
Yeah. Like, especially with disabilities, it's such a broad question. I'm like, I wish there was a little bit more of a narrow answer there, but you have to kind of give
Yeah,
a broad answer to a broad question like that one, unfortunately.
yeah, for sure. Well, you answered it great. And then, in your personal opinion, how long does it actually take a
Mhm.
person who is overweight to see results in the gym? Can you give them a time frame or milestones they can look for so they don't get discouraged?
Definitely. As for time frame, I would say that really comes down to what I guess time commitment they can give into their physical activity. And then also, yes, we can do everything we want for the gym, but the most important thing for me with setting time frames is how accurate are we being with our nutrition? You can always out eat lack of movement, but I feel like there's no possible way that if we're having the worst nutrition possible to outwork that diet. As for like setting time frames, I would say honestly within the first 2 months we should start seeing very visible progress. It's why I'm such a big advocate for things such as like in-body scans where we can actually see what's going on inside of the body rather than just like, here's my base scale. Just because a scale isn't changing doesn't mean that we don't have actual progress going on inside of our body. Um, and then as for milestones, in my opinion, are going to be honestly kept on how fatigued we're getting and whether we're seeing progressive overload in the gym. So if we're going through our day at our workout, everything like that, and things are already feeling easier, knowing that we can bump that weight up or repetition up and then still be able to get to that level of fatigue, that's going to be the big milestones I like to shoot for, making sure that it's not just becoming complacent with the exercise we're doing. Okay, this is was hard at the beginning, but it's no longer hard. That's your milestone that it's like, okay, this is working. Time to move on to the next step.
I have a quick one. I don't want to cut you off here,
No, you're
but we're
good.
talking about what is your thoughts on like those kind of diamond gyms? You know the ones I'm talking about, the viral ones where it's like the really extreme gyms where they don't want you to drink water and
Oh,
all those crazy. You know what I'm talking about now? All
yes.
those kind of crazy gyms that go
Yes.
viral. What are your thoughts on that as a trainer?
As a trainer, I'm personally against training styles like that and gyms like that. Just because if we're not getting proper hydration, proper rest in between movements can actually be detrimental and see those limiting returns. I do somewhat believe that there's a time and place for those extremely harsh conditions. Is that for the general population? No. Like in my belief, it's like if you're, say, for example, going through like SEAL team training, you're going to be put in those extreme conditions. You don't get water, everything like that. But that's to prepare you for the situations you might come across in that career field. For the general population, most of the time we usually all have access to water or rest at a workplace, anything like that.
I've never heard of those. That's so intense.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, oh yeah.
there was one I saw go viral a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, this is just like you can tell these people that are training as they're like recording these videos are past that point of exhaustion. And then at that point where they need afterwards, as well as during the set. There's importance and value to that hydration during the workout, the importance and value to the rest in between our sets, everything like that.
It's a very old school way of like kind of training. Like when
Yes.
you used to play football back in the day, you couldn't have water. Like
Yep.
they would tell you things like you have to earn water or you gotta
Yes.
work for it. It's like, man, it's like 100 degrees out here
Yeah.
and I got
I
this helmet on.
The
Water
helmet, the
is
pads, and you're
yeah, water
sweating.
is for the weak
Yes.
is one of the
Yes.
things they used to say. And
I
you
used to
had
hear
like
that
kids
one.
die back in the day, like,
Yeah.
passing out on the field and throwing up and all kinds of stuff. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, I guess you guys could get some water. Like,
Yeah.
wow,
It's
all
like
right.
we're finally getting water after we had the third kid pass out and throw up. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Times have changed, man,
Yeah,
about fitness in that way for sure.
absolutely.
Oof. When someone is giving it their all and not seeing improvement, how would you approach that?
That's when I would start looking a little bit more into, again, kind of backtracking a little bit. That's when I would really start asking questions about what diet we're going on. And by no means is that me saying, oh, everyone needs to follow a absolute strict diet, everything like that. I know you and I talked about it a lot, Jenny. It's like believe in everything in moderation. If we're not seeing just those base progress from the actual training, the exercise, that's when I would start to ask some questions of what does our food intake look like? Are we eating proper afterwards? Are we getting proper hydration in? Everything like that.
Mhm. What is your favorite workout or your go-to workout?
Ooh, that's a hard one. I'm gonna honestly probably have to go with just standard conventional deadlift. I've always loved it. Is it the most beneficial to just love to rep heavy weight up for no reason? I'm not training deadlift for anything. I'm not competing anything like that, but there's just been always something with deadlift and not that ego of it of when you're able to do it properly, but when you're able to move such a heavy weight compared to what is considered the average versus for like body type. Um there's something it's a little bit of that like okay, I feel good about myself now. We can like go about our day and not feel bad. But
What are you deadlifting right now?
right now my last one for one rep was 335. I haven't done a one rep in a while now, so I don't know what like the most accurate is, but I usually am shooting for reps around 250, 260 range right now. But
I'm proud of my 26. Yep.
yeah, and that's when it's like everyone has their weights they're proud of, and it's like one that used to beat me up tons with that is like case in point that you see, especially with social media, it's being able to find pride in yours, but without comparing to other people. Cause like when I started lifting, it was, oh, you see all these people online and they're doing 10 times what you could think you'll ever be able to do. And then it gets you down where you need to take the look at the weights that you're doing, everything like that, and what you're doing for your fitness journey and take value there.
Mhm. For sure. Everyone's different,
Hmm.
people. Consistency is key. And yeah, don't compare yourself.
Absolutely.
This one is another broad one where I'm like, I'm not quite sure, but
Mm.
how can you lose weight without the usual suggestions, which I'm assuming is diet and
Diet
exercise?
and exercise.
Awesome.
As for losing weight without the conventional means, I mean, the biggest one in to break it down is going to be strictly, unfortunately, calories in, calories out. That's the most basic terms of it. But what we can do with that without looking at standard exercise or dietary is going to be looking at things that will slightly spike our metabolic rate. I'm not telling anyone go consume 500 to 1,000 milligrams of caffeine in a day, but it is going to boost our metabolic rate up. So whether we don't have a intolerance to caffeine, everything like that, 1 cup of coffee, and then simply looking for things that have more thermogenic effects. So spicy foods, everything like that. It makes us sweat more. Sweating will burn calories. It's not the most conventional way. I don't want to say that there's really an easy way to do true weight loss other than the basic. It's one that I believe full-heartedly sticking to the basic. Yes, there's, I mean, semi-glutides right now out on the market. I don't like to promote them too much. I don't know enough research about them, so I can't say if it's a valid way to do it or not. That's kind of where I stand on that one for any ways other than diet and exercise, conventional ways for weight loss.
Has come along with the social media of everything, right? The
Mhm.
Everyone's looking for this like fast acting, like,
Mhm.
whatever, or they're doing these really extreme diets where it's like, well, I only drink goat milk for like a week. Well, that
Mhm.
doesn't sound healthy. Like a lot of the times you hear these things when people are speaking and you don't really want to say anything, but you're just kind of like, okay, even if that does work, what's the plan after, right? Like you
Yes.
could lose a lot of weight really quickly by
Mhm.
just eating, I don't know, like just some random soup, cabbage soup. But what's
Yeah.
going to happen after that? And that's why
Yes.
you see a lot of these people like extreme cases on like that old TV show Biggest Loser. You
Mhm.
saw them lose like a crazy amount of weight, but the problem is what happens after. You're
Yeah,
not gonna be able to maintain that. That's
absolutely.
so it's like the most important thing is just diet and exercise.
Hmm.
Even if you don't exercise, you could walk a little bit, you could eat a little bit less. I
Hmm.
mean, no one has to tell you when you're eating like a triple like stacks like baconator that it's not healthy for you. It's
Yeah,
not like you're eating it and you're like, I bet this is healthy. You
this
know
is
it's
what my
not good
body
for you.
needs.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? A lot of the times when you're eating that stuff, you know it's bad for you and you can
Hmm.
feel it. And I think that's the important part about getting older is listening to your
Hmm.
body, right? Like your
Absolutely.
body, as you're getting closer to like 40 or so, your body will tell you when you eat something, don't eat
Mhm.
that again anytime soon.
Yes.
And you
I
gotta just listen.
absolutely. I would even say it's younger than 40. Like I
Mm.
remember back like high school, my early 20s, it was like I can eat whatever I want and I feel fine. Now at 27, if I was to eat something that my body knows is not the best for me, I'm feeling miserable for the whole rest of the day. Like you get that crash, you get low energy, everything like that, just from eating food that we're not meant to eat necessarily.
Yeah.
Like again, like I said earlier, like everything in moderation. But if we're doing it, you're feeling miserable after you eat every meal, then that's where there's going to be a problem there.
And all I knew someone who still would try to do that. Like they would go to the gym like crazy, but
Hmm.
then they would leave the gym and eat a baconator. And I would tell them, you're not seeing the results, not because you're not working out hard enough.
Hmm.
It's what you're eating.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm 41 now. So, when I was in high school, I could eat like pizza and drink a chocolate milk and run a mile or two.
Yeah.
And it's like once you get to a certain age, you have to change. You can't do that anymore.
Hmm.
And it's like you get your metabolism slows down. Everybody's metabolism slows down. So you get to a point where you gotta substitute a salad every once in a while. You can't
Yes.
eat like you did when you were in high school because you're not in high school anymore.
Hmm.
Maybe we should rephrase that question. So maybe if people are doing like an unconventional way of losing weight, what would you
Hmm.
recommend for them once they get off of that to maintain
Yeah.
that and not gain all that weight back?
I would say if we did the unconventional way, whether that be through fad diets, case in point, like the joke about eating just cabbage soup for 2 months, we do that. And then as soon as you're either weaning out of it or going cold turkey off of that diet, the biggest one we have to think then, a lot of those fad diets, they intentionally lower our food intake that we're bringing in, as well as taking out a lot of our macro and micronutrients. So what we need to do then is find where our metabolic maintenance calories are there after that fad diet, and then we can stick to that metabolic maintenance without overpassing it, which is going to be one that I've seen is very hard. People that go through these fad diets and then go back to normal life again, that's why they usually will gain weight again or go back to the way they were, is because they weren't having those things that they enjoy in life, whether it's Baconade or whatever they had that they enjoyed in life that they cut out for that extended period of time. So we have to find where that maintenance is and stick to it. We can, of course, fluctuate a little bit both ways each day, but we have to make sure that we don't go back into those old habits before we started that fad diet. Continue with finding that maintenance and then supplementing in exercise in there as well.
Well done. Yeah. Yeah, because some of these are so broad. So maybe we can just
and kind of take our own route with them.
Yeah.
That was a lot of talk about cabbage soup for a while.
Yeah. I mean, we did say we might rail way off a little bit.
Yeah.
Those fad diets were a huge thing in in the early 2000s and stuff. Like you would see some of the craziest things you would ever see. Oh, I only eat like 2 peas a day for breakfast. What's up?
Yeah.
Like it was because I had a lot of friends who were wrestlers,
Mm-hmm.
and my cousin was a wrestler. It's like you have to be 155 before Friday. It's like, how much do you weigh now? 165. Well, how are you planning on doing that?
Losing 10 pounds in a week. Yeah.
Like, what's the plan here? It's like, I'm just not gonna eat on probably like Wednesday and Thursday. What's up?
Yeah.
And a lot of that was, and a lot of people unfortunately brought that into their adult life, where it's like, oh man, I got this wedding in like 2 weeks. Yeah, guess I'm just gonna not like eat for a couple days.
Yeah.
Like, excuse me? And it's like that's just how it is, like, unfortunately. And it's just super unhealthy. Like,
Yes.
I feel like if you're somebody and you're doing something that you think is might be unhealthy, say it out loud to someone else and see how they react. Like a lot of the times it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
like, oh, like you plan on losing weight. That's cool. How you plan on doing that? I'm gonna just like, drink this breast milk for like a week, like what's up?
Yeah. You're like, that's your
coffee
plan?
and cigarettes.
And drink some coffee and smoke some cigarettes for breakfast.
Yeah.
What's up?
Drink coffee, smoke cigarettes, and then I'm ending my day in the sauna to sweat. Like that's
There you go.
that's not sounding good to you, but
Yeah.
Oy. How should a person getting into fitness navigate the get fit quick schemes? That's a mouthful. So they aren't stuck in a repetitive cycle of trendy workouts with no progress.
That one's a great question, and it's one that I really believe that's where we need to find good certified personal trainers at whatever gym or rec center, wherever we're working at. Find someone to help guide you at the beginning. Make sure that we don't fall into these kind of get fit quick
It's a lot.
that you find on like TikTok or on social media, where it's like, okay, you do these workouts for 8 weeks and you will be the best you've ever felt, look the best you've ever looked. We need to find, if we're getting started, those good personal trainers that can help you form you the right workout plan for you and your schedule, so that way you can stick to your goals and stick to that commitment of starting your fitness journey.
What's the weirdest like get fit quick thing you've heard?
Weirdest get fit quick thing I've ever heard. I mean, I'm probably gonna have to say like people that believe in like, okay, we have to do 2-a-day exercises every day of the week. That was one that when someone told me that, I was like, wait, so you're coming in the gym for an hour in the morning, 2 hours in the evening, 7 days a week? We're putting our body through so much extra stress doing that, and our muscles aren't getting actual time to recover. And they were like, yeah, but I saw on social media that if I do this, I'm going to lose weight. And I'm like, yes, you will lose weight at the cost of your physical endurance and our body actually feeling good. You do that for 2 weeks that you're working out 7 days a week, 3 hours a day, your body's not going to feel good at all. So, yeah, you might lose weight just because of how many calories you're burning in the gym, but it's not sustainable.
For sure. Sorry, go ahead, George.
No, I just had a quick question because I
Mhm.
just remember something I saw a long time ago.
Mhm.
What do you think is a good age where kids should start
Mm.
like really training in that way?
Yeah. That one is, it depends what type of training we're looking at for those kids.
Mhm.
Like for me, I believe around that 14 and up age is great for doing conventional strength training. As for prior to that, yes, kids get a lot of physical activity playing everything like that. Well, maybe not so much nowadays with technology, everything there, but I mean, I still see at my neighborhood kids out playing almost every day that it's sunny. So they're getting lots of energy output on those ages under than 14. But of course, we could always do body weight things with those kids. Take them outside and go for a jog with them, go for a small hike, whatever that may be, to get them still physically active and find some passion and love in that activity. That's why, like, for the younger population under that 14 age, I believe, like, maybe not for everyone. My parents would take me on hikes when I was young, and I fell in love with it. So then it's something I still do to this day. And it's something that keeps you physically active without really having to think that it's exercise in that same way. You're like, okay, I'm outside, I'm looking at nature, like I'm having a good time. So that's kind of my opinion on youth and exercise.
Because you, I don't know if you guys remember the kid. His name was like Little Hercules, and he
Hmm.
must have been like working out. He looks, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess he looks great, but it was just kind of like just to hear him speak, it was like, yeah, I take about 10 ounces of protein, and it's like, wait, this kid's like 10 years old talking about his protein intake. It's like
Yeah.
this is not gonna. When I saw it, I knew this isn't gonna last long
Hmm.
because it's hard to maintain like a body fat, but below a certain, like, there's a lot of things that people don't really understand. Like, I think that's the thing with, like, I don't want to talk trash about social media, but that's the
Hmm.
thing. They're not showing you all the actual things, right? Because it's like,
Yes.
I only got 5% body fat. That means you're not drinking alcohol. You're not,
Hmm.
because they'll lie to you. They'll be like,
Hmm.
oh yeah, man, I still eat whatever I want. I drink alcohol. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
It would
Yeah.
be impossible for you to do that. Like
Hmm.
people who have like really low body fat, they're watching everything they eat. And
Hmm.
the only thing they're drinking is water.
Yep.
And and to be honest, they're probably not drinking as much water as they should. So
Yes.
it's like there's a lot of things that people just don't really know. So if you're
Hmm.
judging yourself on these people, just remember you're not getting all the information.
Hmm. Yes, that's one that I have a hard time with a lot of the fitness like social media influence already because like you said it's not always as clear as they make it out to seem because again there's that little bit of false transparency there. They want to say you can do all these things and you'll look like me, but a lot of times they're not showing what they actually do in a day-to-day life. Social media are highlights, in my opinion, which are great to look at. But when we break it down to the actual nitty gritty there, they're not showing the whole behind the scenes.
Social media, it's the worst.
You can make a lot of money on this, so I
Oh,
definitely get
You
it.
absolutely.
can,
You know,
but
you
it's
saw the Liver King. The Liver King made a lot of money, and it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
people love that guy. I remember the
Yeah.
first time I saw it, I said, "Why do they call him that?" And then I saw him eat and I said, "Oh, okay." I
Yep.
don't think I want a six pack that bad that I'm gonna go
Nope.
ahead and eat some like
Eat.
raw meat.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't want it that bad. Like
Yeah,
if that's the true like get fit quick hack, I'll pass on that one.
mhm.
because I always thought of people like that, like how do you date? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're just out on a date with a girl, it's like, hold on, let me grab these bull nuts real quick and just eat
Yeah,
them. And he's
yeah.
like,
Eat
what are
them
you
like an
eating?
apple, and it's like, I don't know about
These
that one.
testicles are really working for me over here. You want some? Like, it would have to be really awkward if
Yeah.
you would have to find someone who was into that as well.
Hmm.
Because you would, it would be very difficult if I'm eating some raw ass meat and then it's like my wife is eating a steak. I'm gonna be like, damn, like you sure you don't want this
Yeah,
shoulder of the pig over here raw?
yeah. Oh,
Perfect. Like such a
That's a
bad name.
tangent right there.
yeah,
The Liver
That's when you get
King.
up to go to the
yeah.
bathroom and just don't come back. Just kidding.
Yep.
What are the best workout carb pick-me-ups for energy when you work out, and what are the worst?
Um, so for carb pick-me-ups, I'm a big fan of your complex carbohydrates, things like fruit. They're still going to take some while to digest in our system, but they're still going to get our blood sugar back up after that workout and give us that sugar before the workout. So anything complex carbs, fruit, some veg, you can start looking at things. Here's one that's gonna, I have to put the little caveat in there. I'm gonna say oatmeal, but we have to make sure we're not doing like the instant 30-second oatmeal. At that point, it's been so processed, we're just getting those simple carbs in and simple sugars. Yes, we're gonna get our blood sugar up before and after a workout, but there's not the actual nutritional value there. If we're doing true like just raw steel cut oats, that's where we're going to start getting that benefit there for those carbs before and after.
And I forget your question last time, George. What was yours about the pre-workout? Do you remember?
Oh yeah, what are your thoughts about like all the pre-workout stuff? There's so much of it, and some
Yes.
of it, and I don't think people are actually turning that thing around and looking at
Hmm.
what's in it, and they're just
Yes.
kind of taking it, and they're looking like, fucking dope fiends in the gym, like, ah, and it's
Yeah.
like you shouldn't be acting like that.
No,
It should
no.
give you a little boost. You shouldn't be looking like a maniac next to me about
Yeah.
to pass out. What's
Yeah.
your thoughts?
So for pre-workouts in specific, they're like you said, so many people don't look at the label on them. They don't look at what's actually in there as the active ingredients, as well as anything in the supplement industry doesn't have to be truly regulated to the same extent that like food has to be. They could put a label on supplements, and this can be anything from vitamins to pre-workout. And it's like, it says it has this in it. It will have a little bit, but there's actually no guarantee it's going to be something that's either bioavailable to our body or if it's a healthy amount. So for pre-workouts, the best thing that I can say is it's going to sound kind of bad. We have to get away from just, oh, look at this like flashy label on our pre-workout. Look at this like Rhino Horn 3000, whatever the name of it is.
Yeah.
But for pre-workouts, making sure you're buying it through a quality and accurate distributor. So like some of the higher end, you're going to be spending more money on pre-workout if you want actual quality. Because again, I've dabbled with pre-workout and working out, and I've found ones that get me full like almost like jaw jacking in the gym and like just
Hmm.
looking crazy. And it's like, should I really be feeling this for getting like things that are just supposed to help blood flow a little bit of
Yeah.
caffeine, make me feel less tired? And the answer is genuinely no. We should get a pre-workout that, yes, it increases blood flow to the muscles. So if you're wanting to be a bodybuilder, everything like that, get a better pump, get a little bit more energy to push through a couple more reps, but just making sure we follow or we use a high quality that the company guarantees what they're giving you is what they're giving you. And there's a couple like I know, what is it? Gorilla Mind is a great one that actually gives proper efficacious doses of everything. First Form, Rise, those are the three that come to mind that they actually give quality pre-workout rather than like some. Because I know there was a scandal with pre-workout a couple years ago, and I don't remember what company it is off the top of my mind, but in their pre-workout, they were putting small trace doses of actual testosterone in their pre-workouts without it being labeled anything like that. Number one, that's one that's just full on illegal. Like you're making people take hormone replacement without knowing it, everything there. So it's like you just have to make sure you're using quality pre-workouts, everything there.
Yeah,
Who
that was a
knew?
good question. People
Uh,
people really don't know about these things, and they think.
Mhm.
mhm,
I had a friend who passed out because he was taking hydroxycut. So back in the day, hydroxycut came out before it was FDA regulated. So
mhm,
it didn't get FDA regulated until years later.
mhm.
But before it came out, it worked really, really well.
Yeah.
But it didn't work as well the second time around because
Mhm,
whatever they took out of it, which was making people pass out and stuff, they took
mhm.
that out. It was working a little too well. There was probably some testosterone or there was something in it that
Yeah.
worked a little too well, and people were
Mhm.
looking crazy who were taking it. And
Yeah.
then it was like 2 years later, it re-released, and it was like, oh, it's all right.
It's okay.
Like, what in the world were people taking at first?
Yeah.
And it's like they don't know. And it's
Mhm,
like, I feel like anytime you put anything in your body, you should have a good, like, kind of idea of what's in it. You don't have to
mhm.
know, like, you don't have to be like, there was a while ago, like, when I was really like crazy, crazy into fitness, where I would flip around like a bottle of water, like, what's in this? What's the
Yeah.
sodium intake on this thing? But it's like, that's so, it's so hard to kind of maintain that and live like just like a chill kind of life. Because
Mhm.
when you're at the restaurant asking the lady how much sodium is in the soybeans, she's looking at you like,
You're like,
fucking God.
I don't know. Yeah.
And she doesn't know the answer. And like
No.
no one really knows the answer. And they're gonna probably give you a bullshit answer anyway. Or they
Yep.
could tell you how much are in the green beans, but they're not gonna tell you how much butter they cook the green beans in. So you're
Mhm.
not really, again, you're not getting all the information.
Yeah. Yeah. It's that once you're so far down that fitness rabbit hole that, like you said, you're looking at the back of the water bottle, making sure you're tracking every
Yeah.
micronutrient, everything there. You're, I think, at a point then that if you're there, I feel like that's a safe point for not even really a safe point, but a good place to be at if you're doing something like, oh, I'm stepping up on stage and
Hmm.
doing bodybuilding posing, trying to win gold medals, everything like that. If you're doing that, yeah, sure, you kind of have to make sure you're tracking absolutely everything that goes into your body. But if you're just kind of going for making sure we live a healthy lifestyle, knowing how to just read the back of the nutrition label and know the important key points without becoming too hyper fixated or obsessed about it is the most important thing with that one, I think.
So for people that don't know what they're looking for, do you have
Mhm.
pointers of what to look for and
Yeah.
not to look for?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the biggest ones are going to be looking at for our general foods, how much sugar is inside of everything we're eating, and then the three main macronutrients, fats, carbs, proteins. And then with proteins, the one we also have to look for is there's a lot of problems with some products where it says, oh, this has 50 grams of protein in it. After that, you have to look at the percent daily value there as well, which is really unfortunate. There's a lot of protein products that say just on the label 50 grams of protein. Well, there's a lot of proteins that we have that don't have all those branch chains, so they're not actually viable protein for us. Yes, it's a protein, but we don't get anything from it. Like you can get a collagen supplement for our skin, our everything like that, skin, hair, and that's going to say it has protein in it. But if you look at that percent daily value, it's zero because we don't actually use it in the same way. So those looking at our sodium intake, making sure that we don't get high blood pressure, everything there. Those are going to be the top four I think people need to be aware of when they're getting a like kind of pre-processed package, anything there.
And I
Good.
know for me, like one of the big things that I learned when I started to really eat healthy, serving size. Because you'll see the thing in certain things and it'll be like, oh, 115 calories. And you'll be like,
Hmm.
oh, That's nothing. But
Yes.
then if you actually look at the serving size, it'll be like, yes, it's 115, but that's three. So you can
Yeah.
eat three
Yeah.
chips. And it's bad. Yes, these baked chips are technically better for you, but
Yes.
yes, you can only eat three of them if you want to. That's not the whole bag.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
I had to learn that because I never really thought about it. I would just look at the calories. But then when I looked
Hmm.
at the serving size, it was like, wait a minute. Like, because I used to be real big on like cereal and milk in the morning.
Hmm.
Because it's like, okay, I'm gonna get the milk from the
It's a
protein and
quick,
all that.
yeah.
It's a quick and blah, blah, blah. But then when I actually looked at the serving size
It's
on
like,
so many cereals, it's like, it's not even a half a bowl of cereal.
no,
It'll be like
a fourth a cup. And it's
a
like,
fourth a cup. Yeah.
here's your little bit of cereal. And like, that's one too. Because I have a huge sweet tooth. Uh,
Mm.
and like one of my like guilty pleasures is Oreo cookies. And most people, when you get like a big pack of Oreo cookies, you're like, okay, I'll have like a couple, maybe five, whatever. I mean, some people are just going to crush the whole pack, whatever, do your thing. But if you look at the serving size on Oreo cookies,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
210 calories. And I'm like, okay, 210 calories in one serving. Well, what's a serving? Two cookies. Two cookies. That's your serving size for 210 calories. So it's like when you're crushing a whole like sleeve of
Yeah.
them, anything like that, it's like you're getting a lot more in than you thought you were.
Yeah.
That's where they get you. And that's the thing too. It's like people like trust the food labels, but it's like
Yeah.
Hmm.
people don't know what they're looking for. So they're like, yeah,
Hmm.
great. There's only
Yeah.
70 calories in this. It's like,
Yes.
yeah, I
That
wish
would
that was
be,
something they taught better and anywhere.
yeah.
That's something
That
that they should teach you. Yeah.
Mhm.
absolutely.
Because
Just general nutrition, I feel like should be like a mandatory course almost in high school, I would say. Get people to know what fuels our bodies the right way.
Mhm.
mhm. I feel
Mhm.
like what if you flip around something and you see something and you don't know what it is, just Google it.
Yeah.
Because you got your phone in your hand most of the time. Because
Hmm.
I'm somebody who I gotta watch my sugar intake, right?
Hmm.
And one of the things I learned is that there's a lot of different names for sugar. They don't just say
Yes.
sugar.
No.
So when you're eating these things that say sugar free, they actually have sugar in it. It just got a
Hmm.
different name. They're just
Yep.
not calling it sugar. It'll be
Yeah.
like Robobobolism. It's got like a
Me, and it's
wacky
like,
name where you don't know what it is until you Google it, and you're just like, oh, this is just sugar. And it's like, how much of this is in this? And it'll be like 20 grams. God damn.
yeah.
I would lose a foot if I keep eating this stuff, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. It really is too bad, but
Hmm.
people got to make their money, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you actually build muscle in the gym, and does gender matter?
Okay. So
Mm,
building muscle in the gym, it's going to be through progressive overload. Kind of like I said earlier, we have to make sure that we are slowly and safely increasing the weight load that we're training, as well as the most important part to that one, again, tracks the diet. We have to make sure we're getting a ample protein intake for muscle gain. You can maintain the muscle we have if we're, say, sitting at kind of what our baseline protein is, but if we are to just increase it a little bit, that's when we'll start to see that muscle increase. As for the gender part, I believe, and a lot of research believes as well, that gender doesn't have a true impact on actual who can gain muscle. Um, as for the base amount we'll get, that's where it might be a little bit different. But again, it's not saying that a female can't gain muscle compared to a male. The only thing we'll see, since testosterone is one of the big muscle building hormones, females have a little bit less testosterone than a male does. We'll see men, that's why you see some guys in the gym that are just absolutely massive, but you can see it in women as well. There's no defining factor between that gender thing there, for muscle gain. Like just the amount of testosterone we have in our body is going to be the core fundamental there, and then our protein intake. So some people have higher testosterone than others in both genders. Those people are going to gain a little bit more muscle with the dedicated work and that protein intake.
I wish I would have seen this one first because this kind of goes to the like diet stuff. So
Mm,
we've all heard you can't outwork a bad diet, but does
mhm.
calorie deficit make that even a little less true? Why or why not?
So when looking at that, our calorie deficit, I mean, again, that comes down to still that baseline of calories in, calories out. If we're at a deficit, we're getting less calories in than we're burning. So we're going to start seeing more weight loss, everything there through both fat and some muscle. If we're at a true deficit and not having a high protein diet, that's where we'll start to see muscle loss as well. Um, so I would say it's both true and false because it's the same, but kind of just the broader picture on that one.
A fun one. What is the most
Yeah.
embarrassing thing you've seen at the gym?
Embarrassing thing I've seen at the gym. Ooh. Like I don't think I've really had many embarrassing things for myself or that I've seen happen through other people. Like I guess if I was to put myself in one other person's shoes that I saw, I would personally be embarrassed, but he looked like he was having the time of his life. Um, it was about a couple months ago. I saw a guy in the gym wearing a Winnie the Pooh onesie with
Oh
a
wow.
pair of pointed cowboy boots going through his workout. And I'm like,
Oh.
I personally couldn't have the courage to go in and wear a Winnie the Pooh onesie and wearing
Mm.
cowboy boots while I do a workout. But again, I haven't really seen too many embarrassing things there. So
The cowboy boots is a wild look. I'm
yeah,
not really
Yeah,
concerned about the onesie, but the cowboy boots is a wild look to be in the gym.
yeah,
quite the combination.
yeah. It's the boots plus the onesie. Like just onesie, sure, maybe he was cold this morning or just really likes Winnie the Pooh. But then he threw the boots on too, and I'm like, now I don't know.
Hmm.
Do
Some
you see
interesting.
weird stuff like that, Jenny, at the gym?
Not outfits, no.
Mm,
Although Emily just told me a story. I think it was in Greeley. I don't remember where it was,
mhm.
but it was somebody took a dump in the shower and tried to like
Oh
stomp it
wow.
down.
Oh, jeez.
I'm like,
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
I would not be surprised if it was Greeley from some of the horror stories we've had from the locker rooms and bathrooms at that location. So I wouldn't
I'm
be
like,
surprised if that was it.
what was going
That's
through the
crazy.
mind where they're like, I'm just gonna stomp it down. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Panic, full panic
Yeah,
mode.
that was full panic mode.
Like I gotta do something.
Something I can't just leave it here. We have to dispose of the evidence some way. And
And the fact that they couldn't stomp it all the way down, this
they
must have been
couldn't
a big
stomp it
old poop.
down.
yeah. Oh, jeez.
So gross.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
That's a
glad you haven't
disgusting
seen
story.
anything like that.
Yeah,
We'll
I
keep
haven't
it to
seen
the
anything
Winnie
like
the Pooh
that.
onesies.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
like the
God.
weirdest thing I ever really see at the gym is like when I go like really early in the morning, so it's not really an issue now, but when you get the guys who like make a lot of the weird noises. I worked
Mm-hmm.
out with a guy who sounded like he was having sex next to me, and my headphones are really loud. So
Yeah.
I'm working out and I hear, oh, and I'm just like, oh, okay. The first time you hear it, it's like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
And then after like two or three times, it's like, okay, you're doing this on purpose or you're just not sure what's going on.
Yeah.
You just kind of gotta look at him like, I can hear you. It's just kind of like, all right, man. I don't know
Yeah.
if he was trying to flirt with me or what was happening. I just didn't like it. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna just start going in the morning.
Yep.
I don't, the old dudes ain't making those kind of noises. They're just
No.
out there working out.
Yep. They're just doing their business. And that's one too. They're like, I guess now that you brought that up, yeah, there's a couple people that do make some interesting noises while they're working out. And it's like, okay, you do your thing, I guess, but we're gonna leave you over there and you can stay a little bit
Yeah,
further away from me.
yeah.
They're in a different zone.
The
Let them
gym can
be.
get weird sometimes.
Yes.
But you know what? I'm so happy that women start coming to the gym because back in the day, the gym used to stink when it was all men and it was disgusting. The gym used to be a disgusting place to be. Like it would smell like sweat and like and blood and shit's kind of it was just kind of disgusting to be honest.
Hmm.
And then once women got in there, now like gym owners started cleaning the gyms, cleaning the equipment. You would get like this equipment that was literally like falling apart, and it was like, "Whoa, what are you trying to do? Why do you care if it's like the part of the bench is cutting into your back? You're fine. You're here to work out, right?" Like, dude, once women started to go to the gym more often, everything got much nicer. Even talking about the when like the mirrors used to be covered in like smut. It's like, man, what
Oh,
is
jeez.
this? It's like they look like they never cleaned this mirror. It's
Hmm.
like you can see yourself still, right?
You're like a little bit.
Wow. Like, man, what's so going on in here? It's filthy in here. It just made you look like the weird guy when you're the only one complaining. Like, man, it stinks in here. It's filthy. George, shut up. All right. I'm the weirdo, huh? All right. Okay. Shout
Nice.
out to all the women who work at the gym,
Yeah.
who work out at the gym, make the gym a
Made it a
much
clean
nicer
place.
place. Clean.
You're
Nah,
welcome.
man. It was
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, back in the day, I'm older than both of y'all. Back in the day, the gym, so it was very segregated as far as men and women go. Like
Hmm.
women had so many different places they could go, and there was like Weight Watchers and like women's workout world, and there were a lot of them were very specific to women.
Mm.
So all the other gyms, it was like there was a very anti-cardio thing going on with men for a long time, and you see it in men my age who get that cardio out of here.
Hmm.
They're all yoked up, but then they can't even run a half a block. And it's tough. Like that's a hard thing to kind of click over out of your mind. When you get that in your mind, where it's like, well, you see the guys in the gym where it's like they're wearing pants for sure because they don't want you
Hmm.
to see them chicken legs.
Yep.
It's like no cardio, no lower body workouts. We're yoked. We're looking like Johnny Bravo out here, baby. Little legs, big up top. There's a lot of dudes who look like that. And
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like
Mm-mm.
you gotta get the whole full body workout
Yeah,
going.
there
But
has
it's
to
just
be
kind
some equal like equal proportions there.
of
Like that should be the
yeah,
goal a little
yeah.
bit.
And cardio, especially as you're getting older, cardio is important in all seriousness. You got to do some cardio, even if
Hmm.
it's just a little, even if it's just walking. You got to do
Yeah.
some kind of cardio. Because that's what a lot of bodybuilders, a lot of them end up dying of heart attacks and stuff
Hmm.
because they never do cardio. Never,
Hmm.
some of these bodybuilders are huge, but they have to be huge because that's what that's just what bodybuilding has become. Where
Hmm.
if you look at bodybuilders from the 70s versus now, it's a huge difference.
Yeah.
These guys are like double the size, but Arnold Schwarzenegger used to run miles.
Hmm.
Somebody like Kai Green, he's not running miles, and you could tell by the way his body is.
Yes.
Their body is just huge. The, you could get to that, and it's cool. I was like that for a little bit, and it's like you don't want to be the guy who can't scratch his own back.
Yeah.
That's hard living, man. I
Yeah.
knew I got to a point where it was too much, where it was like I tried to scratch my own ass and I could barely reach it. And I said, you know what? I think I might have gone too far.
Hmm.
I think I need to come back the other way. I'm
Yeah.
a little too buff for no real. It's cool if you're doing some kind of competition, but when
Hmm.
you're just a guy working at Motorola and you're just really buff,
It's not really
tough.
worth it.
It's a tough look. You're just really, really strong for literally no reason. It's like
Hmm.
you're just looking for reasons to like show off your strength. Like, hey, anybody want me to lift up anything?
Yeah, and that's one too with the heart attacks we see in the bodybuilding population. It's like that cardio is so important because in the end, our heart doesn't tell the difference between what is overweight of muscle mass or overweight of body fat. It just knows that there's more circulation we have to provide. If we're not doing that cardio, that's when we'll really start to see those problems of heart attack, stroke, everything there, because our heart is working 10 times harder because we have more blood to have to pump around. But
Yeah, Emily showed me, yeah, today.
mhm.
It's late in the day. My brain is fried. It was a brain scan of like
Mhm.
20 minutes of like doing nothing and then 20 minutes after walking or something. And the brain activity just alone was like insane to see.
Hmm.
Go for a walk, people. Go for a
Yeah.
hike.
Yeah.
Get the blood flowing. Anything you can do to get the blood flowing. I mean,
Hmm.
anything you can get to do. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's the thing. Oh, I do have a quick one.
Mm.
So, what is your opinion about the quote unquote dad bod craze that I always see on social media?
See, I feel like
It's a
that one's
little
a hard
grenade right
one.
here.
Yeah, I feel like that's a little hard one because again, well, not again, but that one kind of comes down to like personal preference in like what we view as attractive. So,
Hmm.
if at least that's where you're going with the question about the dad bod craze.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, by no means am I saying like, because a lot of those people that I guess want to say strive for the dad bod, they're still working out, they're still active. It's just, they're a little bit more okay with having their couple beers at the end of the night, increasing a little bit of our calorie intake there. They're still fit, most of them. So I wouldn't deem the dad bod unhealthy in any ways. Like, yeah, we have a little bit higher body fat percentage, but as long as we're still staying active and healthy, I don't really see it as that big of a problem. Like me myself, I think if I ever looked in the mirror and saw a dad bod on myself, I'd probably be a little bit upset with myself. But uh, again, it's not. I don't think it's anything to really like frown upon. But
Mm. Yeah, because you see some of the like people on social media, like somebody like Coach Greg or somebody like
mhm.
one of these influencers, they get furious when you
Yeah, they get
mention it.
heated.
It's like they be ready to fight people. What do you
Hmm.
mean, dad bod? I'm a dad and my body doesn't look like that, and different things
Yeah.
like that. They get very upset. I was just
Yes.
curious on what your thoughts was, because
Hmm.
it I mean, as long as you're reasonably healthy, I think you're
Hmm.
fine. Just
Yeah.
don't be in the gym trying to like destroy yourself and
Yeah.
to get this body that, some people. So back in the day, I used to work out with somebody who was like, he used to tell me, I'm gonna get as big as you. I'm gonna get, well, your frame, I can look at your frame and look at my frame and tell it's not going to happen.
Yes.
There's nothing you can do naturally, and that's the key word, naturally,
Hmm.
that's gonna make your frame match my frame. And he did eventually get into those steroids and he got real big. He was not as strong as me, but he was stronger, but
Hmm.
then once he got rid of those steroids, he went
It
right
all went
back to
away.
normal.
Yep.
It's like, I think that's the thing people don't think about when they think about all these hormones and steroids
Hmm.
and all this stuff. It's called cycling. So yes, you can cycle on them and you can get much stronger and all this, but once you get off of it, you're gonna go right back to where you were before.
Yep. And that's one too. It's like, again, that goes right back to those fad diets. You'll be great while you're doing it on the steroids. You get off of it, you're going to go back the way you were. And that's where, like, even case in point, the dad bod, you have like some of these influencers who are a bit older that are like, I don't have the dad bod. I'm able to look the way I do. Okay. Your career field is strictly focused on looking good, and there is no, at least for most of them, no transparency about what they take. Like, I guess now Liver King is transparent that, yeah, I take steroids. This is why I look the way I do. It's not because of me eating raw meat all day. But once we start aging, our body's going to change in ways. So that's where I'm like, that's where a lot of my personal feeling of the dad bod comes from, where it's like, it's acceptable as long as you're still getting daily movement and you're still aware of what you're putting in your body. I don't view it as a problem.
Have you ever had anyone come in like, I just really want the dad bod if you can get me there?
No, that's one I've never had yet.
Not yet.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Yeah.
They're gonna see this episode and be like, he said it
Yeah.
was cool. You
He
know
said
what I'm
it's cool.
saying?
Let's go for it.
Let's go, man.
All
I'm
right,
tired
let's
of
lift
eating this
weight.
protein.
Let's lift weights and drink beer. That's going to be our quick, easy, fast to get to
There you
that one.
go.
Get on the elliptical and smoke a cigarette at the same time. My favorite videos are the Planet Fitness ones because I'm never sure if they're like fake or not, where it's like a
Yeah.
guy dumbbell in one hand, pizza in the other hand. It's like, is this real or did people
Yeah.
just kind of make this up? Like, is
Yep.
this a skit or is it or does this actually happen? I just feel
Yeah.
like it can be real, but
Hmm.
people are the way they are, so it might be
Yeah.
real. It's
Yeah.
like you're working out and it's like, hey man, pass me that pizza. Like, this feels like a weird time to eat something.
Yeah. Mid-workout snack. I'm like, I don't know if I could do that one.
I don't think I could do that. I think I would be so self-conscious, because I am, already a bigger guy. So it's like
Hmm.
just sitting there and working out and eating at the same time. Someone would definitely record me and put it on their
Yeah.
Snapchat or something. Like, look at this guy here.
There was one time, I guess this isn't like an embarrassing one, but backtracking to that one, there was one time I was at the Greeley Club and there was a guy, he was bench pressing close to, I mean, he had three plates on each side and then
Hmm.
some extras that he was throwing on smaller weights. So I was like, I don't know exactly what he was going, but at least 315.
Hmm.
And he did his set, sat up, opened up his duffel bag, and pulled out one of the family size, like nacho Dorito bags. And just in between his sets, he was just crushing some chips. And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that one. And then I'm like, he's not going to like the bathroom to wash his hands or anything after
Yeah,
that. So
yeah,
he's getting
yeah.
all that cheese dust on the barbell, everything like
Mhm.
that. I'm like, what? What are you doing right now, man?
That's wicked right there. That would be crazy to see. I've
Yeah.
never seen it. I used to like get really weird with people, and I used to hate seeing people do the reading the book and working out. Now I
Hmm.
really don't care what anybody does. So I
Hmm.
couldn't imagine seeing someone like eating actual food.
Hmm.
Because gym culture has changed dramatically, even in the last 10 years,
Hmm.
where it's just kind of like people are just, I don't know, man. Like even like some of the stuff people wear in there, and it's like, all right, man. There was a guy when I was working out. I don't know if he was in his underwear or the shortest pair of shorts I've ever seen. It was one of the two, and it was
Yeah.
just kind of like, I guess
Yeah.
wear whatever you want to wear, but it just looks so uncomfortable. And there's certain workouts you're not gonna be able to do when your shorts are that's why I laugh at like some of these like women fitness exercise people
Hmm.
online. Like, girl, there's no way that your pants can be that tight and you're gonna do certain movements. You're not either those pants are gonna rip or you're physically not going to be able to do it.
Hmm.
And that's another thing about transparency, right? It's like, oh, I wear those workouts when they're wearing the sexy outfits, those are like fake workouts. They do
Hmm.
their real workouts. If you ever see these ladies at the gym, they do their real workouts after or before. And
Hmm.
those are like fake workouts, which
Yep.
is for recording purposes only.
Hmm.
Because I used to work out at Lifetime Fitness, and there's women in there who do that. And it's like it's such a weird thing, but I guess it's like you gotta see all this, friend,
Yeah.
during this workout that I'm not really doing.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, get the money.
Have you seen it's like ads that keep coming up on my Facebook now. They're like leggings, but like resistant band leggings. Have you heard of those?
I have not.
They say it's supposed to every move you make is like now a workout.
Okay.
Wow.
It's, I always want to click on it, like, what is it? But I'm like, it's probably whatever it is. But I'm like,
Yeah.
it sounds interesting, like
Hmm.
resistance bands in the leggings, I
I
think.
mean, it
I
could
guess that could
be
work.
great, like if it actually works, but like in my mind, I could just see that being uncomfortable. At that point, you're just
Yeah,
wearing like rubber pants,
yeah.
Mhm.
like full rubber leggings. That does not sound comfortable to me at all.
The gym is just a weird place. No, I think
They come out with
a
all
lot of
sorts of
these
things.
a lot
Yeah.
of these advertisers they really try to take advantage of women, and
Hmm.
Mhm.
and it's like a lot of these things they don't really do anything and they don't really work, and it's just kind of like you even see like some of these influencers that do these workouts, and sometimes I just watch them just because I'm curious, and it's
Hmm.
like. What exactly muscle is that working?
Hmm.
Like you got that bar there, you're like doing something, but it's actually not working anything. It's
Yeah.
just kind of like it's kind of working your arms and maybe your wrists. I'm not sure exactly what you're doing, what you're
Hmm.
going for. You want to have the sexiest fingers in town? I'm not sure what you're doing. It's a lot of like every once in a while, you'll see someone doing something at the gym, and it's just kind of like, hmm, I guess he wants to have a really strong neckline or something. I'm not
Yeah,
sure exactly what he's doing with that.
it's like I mean, you said you were working out in your youth, everything like that. Do you remember the old Nautilus machines where it was like the pad that you could adjust where you're sitting on it, and all you did was move your head and just
Yeah, yeah,
purely
yeah.
worked out your neck?
Like,
The gym I first started working out had one of those, and I was like, who wants just a huge thick neck? Like that does not
yeah,
sound
yeah.
like maybe if you're the only thing I could see it really being beneficial in would be like if you are still playing football, because I
Mhm.
mean, if you get that head-on head collision, you
Yeah.
need that extra strength there in the neck to make sure you're not getting severely injured. But just for a common day person, you don't need that
Yeah,
one.
yeah. Yeah, I do remember. I haven't seen that in a long time. I had a friend who used to use that thing, and
Hmm.
we used to tease him like, what exactly are you doing? Like, are you trying to get the world's fit? Do you think like someone's gonna come up to you one day like, God damn, look at his neck. That's a neck on him. And it's gonna be like, yeah, hell
Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, no, you're working out things that no one will ever see and no one will ever
Yeah.
compliment and that you're
No.
never going to use.
Yep.
So it's just kind of like you're just doing it.
Hmm.
Like, all right. Hoping maybe someday someone will notice, like, God damn, you see George's neck? Amazing. Thank you. It helped me swallow ice cream by the hole.
Well, I don't want to keep you too long, Reno. Thank you so
Okay.
much for joining us. Do you have
Yeah, of
any
course.
social media you want us to share with everybody?
Um, I mean, the biggest one that I do any posting on would be my Instagram, and it's just Reno
Mm,
Schneider. That's all it is. I was lucky enough that I don't have a very common name, so that's all it is for
definitely
me.
not.
Um, I can send that over to you though, Jenny, everything there.
Yeah,
But besides
I'll
that,
tag you
that's
and
all I
everything.
have.
Hmm.
Awesome.
I'm sure are you looking to take on more clients now?
Yes, I am still taking on clients. I do it both in the Greeley Vasa, and then I also am working on putting together a online website for taking on remote clients as well. So
Oh,
that's
perfect.
one that is kind of the, I don't want to say pipe dream there, but slowly working on getting that process
Nah,
going.
get it
But
done, man. Get it
yeah.
done. I wouldn't mind tapping in with you because
Oh
I live
yeah.
all the way out in Illinois. So I'm
Okay.
always looking at like people who actually know what they're doing. A lot of
Hmm.
people, a lot of these traders are like the bros. And
Yeah.
it's like they don't really know like they think they know more than me. I don't know because I'm older or something. And be like,
Hmm.
bro, this is what you got to do. And
Yep.
it's like, yeah, that's actually the wrong information. But I hear you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
And
Thank you,
yeah,
Jenny.
if you want to do another one, we'll get Emily on, have a little party
Yeah.
pop.
Yeah. That sounds awesome.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much,
Yeah.
Reno.
Thank y'all, folks. Y'all have a great rest of your day.
Yeah.
You too.
Uh-huh.
Thanks, Reno.
Hey, man.
Well, until we can do part three, thank you so much for joining us. If you have any more questions, we're going to have a little party pod with Emily and Reno. So
Mm.
comment, message us, whatever you want to do. We'll get your questions answered. And then, yeah, thank you for watching. Until
Yeah.
next time, keep it weird. And
And don't forget to check in with all the socials. We're on the
yeah,
Ticking of Talking. We're on the Book of Faces. We're on the Gram of Insta. We even
check
got
out our
music.
playlist.
We got the playlists that are
Did
popping.
you?
Listen,
I don't know if you saw that somebody wants country, so we have to put a little twang on it and do country.
I
We're
think
gonna do it.
I can figure it out. I think
We're gonna do it.
I even though I don't listen to it, I know what people listen to.
We
I'll
can
have
make
to hit up my mother-in-law. She's into country music. I'm gonna have to hit her up like, hey, what's popping?
we're gonna
Yeah.
do a nice country
Country
playlist.
playlist?
We're
All
for the
right.
people, so we
Yeah,
got you.
exactly.
Asking
Exactly.
you
We
shall
got,
receive.
listen, we got whatever you need on this pod, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Except illegal drugs. No illegal drugs. Don't do drugs, kids. But everything else, we got you as long as it's legal.
for sure. Awesome. Yeah. So comment, message, let us know what you want, and we will deliver.
All right.
It's who we are.
There you go.
Until next time. See you guys later. Bye, George.
Later.